Alright, so hello everyone. I want to do this video because I sort of had this idea in my head for the past couple of days. Um, and it's something I think we all think about eventually, and it's the reason that we play video games. Alright, and now I'm not just talking, oh, well, I enjoy them. I'm talking like, what do we really what's our initial goal when we get in a video game? What do we want to do we just want to have fun? Do we want to feel something? Are we just playing for to play with friends? Because I think all of us, coming from different perspectives and everything, all play video games for different reasons. All right, some of us maybe it's the same reason, but others it's completely different. And I just wanted to sort of do a video discussing what those particular reasons are. All right, and a little bit of background information. Of course, my reason. Hopefully, this can spur up some conversations in the comments section about what videos, or I'm sorry, what games you like to play and why you like to play those games and what you look forward to when you get in a video game. All right, so first of all, I believe there's 5 different types of reasons why people play video games. The first is obviously competitive, all right? We have the second one being just for fun. Third is in a party atmosphere. The fourth one is social. And the fifth one is the experience, all right? So competitive gamers obviously play to compete and evoke their skill. When they play, they are usually the people who go and play online multiplayer games specifically and only because they want to get in there and they want to, basically have fun. And but also sort of, I guess what you can say is troll. These are also the trolls on the online multiplayer too, the people who want to prove that they're better than you and everything. These are the people who play probably 1 or 2 games. They have those 2 series that they really enjoy and that they play constantly, and they're really good, and they only play those games. So there's that reason. The second one is obviously for fun, and these people pretty much play to waste time, or maybe they're bored, or they just want to get in and have a good time, but they really don't have a definitive reason why. They just want to get in there and I'll play video games for like an hour or two and just chill and have fun. And they really have no particular goal or something. They don't have any specific ties to a game like, oh, I gotta beat this game. No, they just play it whenever they feel like it, and they really just play to have fun, more or less. So for party, they obviously play in a party atmosphere, and those people usually are, and I hate to say this because it's a little bit biased, but those are the people who continue to play the original Wii constantly. All right, the Wii was pretty much a party system that was most enjoyed with a large group of people. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. And these are the people that like to pretty much play those, something like Wii Sports, some casual game. Maybe it's a sports game as well, where they have friends over or they have a big party going on. These are also fighting games you can even put in here too. And they're just playing for the sake of it being a cool social thing in an otherwise boring party atmosphere. All right. And then the people who play for the social reasons only. All right. So these are the guys who like to have fun with friends, and gaming is all about friendship and talking with people to them. All right. These are also the people who play multiplayer games, but the people who play it not really for a competitive reason, but like to get in there and play just for social reasons. Hey man, you want to? These are generally the younger kids at school, by the way, that you just want to get in. Maybe we'll talk. We'll play some multiplayer games together, play a few matches, and those are the type of people, and those are their reasons. All right, they usually, as far as them playing by themselves, it's not really a thing that they really do often, but it's something that they possibly will do, or maybe they'll have a friend over and they'll both jump into a cool single player game or something like that. But the majority of them you'll find online in a party system playing with friends. Usually they join like a clan full of their buddies, the same as the competitive group of people do. All right, and the last one is experience. All right, this is the one I basically categorize myself in. All right, these are the people who play for emotional attachment, and they engage in something extraordinary, and they often take it extremely seriously. This is the reason, pretty much, I find myself playing video games. Is when I get in there, I want to be emotionally attached. I want to be shocked. I want to be so engrossed in the storyline. That is the reason why I play video games. A couple games that I like to play are, for example, Gone Home. I actually just beat Gone Home this morning as I'm recording this, and was an exceptional game. Now, the thing is, a lot of people will look at this game, especially people in the other categories, and they'll say, I don't get it. You're just walking around this house, this empty house. There's no enemies. There's no guns. There's no really gameplay. You're just searching. You're just searching, and you're being fed some story. And a lot of people don't get that, unfortunately. But the experience itself, what it gives you, the type of emotional connection with the writing that it's able to pull you into its storyline is something that very few games can do. And Gone Home is an exceptional game that really nails the emotional attachment in the characters as well as the player, that a lot of other games just fail to have. I mean, another game, or really games from this developer, are the people at Quantic Dream. They made Beyond Two Souls, and they also made Heavy Rain. These are games that, again, are light on gameplay, but the experience overall is something extremely unique, something that you're not going to get from just any other game, and it's something that really involves emotional attachment. Uncharted, The Last of Us. Now, these games are also heavy on they're heavy on gameplay, but they have that emotional attachment in their storyline. BioShock Infinite is another one. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. Binary Domain is a good one too. Remember Me was another one that was pretty decent. Metro Last Light, the Tomb Raider series, and as well as Telltale Games series. They pretty much surprised us with The Walking Dead, a game that I don't think a lot of people would have really cared to play. I certainly wouldn't have thought about playing The Walking Dead until hearing about that emotional attachment and actually playing it. I mean, to put it in perspective, Telltale's The Walking Dead, the season 1, right? I played it on Vita. That was the only game, that was the first, I'll say the first game I ever played that actually made me cry. And it's hard to make me cry. It really is. You have to try hard. I consider myself a somewhat strong, emotional person. I can withstand pretty much a lot of stuff. But even games like The Last of Us, which was an extremely emotional game, didn't actually bear a tear for me, but did come close in a few parts. So my goal when playing games is to sort of enrich myself in some sort of journey that makes me care and feel for the characters. I don't care how simple or complex the gameplay is, or what graphical art style they decide to choose, or what subject matter the story involves. When I sit down and play, I want to be gripped so emotionally that the game can make me cry. So yes, I want to cry. I want to care for a character that is relative and believable. And I'm sure, a lot of people, they don't want this. A lot of people are like, I don't want to feel that way. And for me, it's a little bit difficult to understand. Okay, maybe you don't want to feel that way, but don't you think it's amazing that something like it's a computer rendered, it's not even a real person, it's a computer rendering of someone, and it can make you feel pretty much all these different emotions. I just find that just incredible. So I mean, I don't care if the character is a man, woman, or mutant. I don't care if they're gay or straight. I don't care what religious ideology they believe in. I don't care which type of person I play, but I want that emotional attachment. I would seriously have no issue, and I hope that a developer out there, it's not the right time, but maybe in the future, a developer out there would actually do something extraordinary and take something like a gay character, but not make it a huge deal. Just make it a quality of the person. just a quality, all right, and not make it the forefront. Make it a quality of the person, because there are. I would challenge anyone. Yeah, you can spot the type of people who dress that way, and maybe this is a little bit profiling in a sense, but the people who dress that way, the people who act that way, but it's the people who are able to blend in with everyone else that make it so, you know, uh, how to put this, the people who are able to blend in so that you don't know unless they tell you or something like that, it's quite extraordinary. So something like that, where it's not like, oh my gosh, he's gay or whatever, but make it something, just a quality. The guy's gay, but who cares? Or the girl's gay, and who cares? It's not about that in the storyline. The storyline has nothing to do about whatever, right? It has nothing to do about that whatsoever. It's about something different, and it's just the quality of the character. Now, I know saying that now, a lot of people are going to sit here and say, I don't know if I would feel comfortable playing something like that, which is why at this particular moment in time, it would be inappropriate to release something of that matter. But let's take, I think the reason is this whole, and this, I'm not going off topic here, believe me, I'm staying on topic, but this whole, gay straight kind of thing, which is really only a big deal in the United States, really. It's not like in Europe, people don't really care and stuff, but really in the United States, it's really taken like as a huge deal. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, but I think it's purely generational. The people from my generation and forward don't really care, but the people previous to my generation do sort of care. I would say the majority of them do. It's the people who are right now are in politics. They're in their 40s and up. Those type of people. They are the people who generally care, because it's a generational thing. I'm not saying everyone who's 40 years and older cares. Obviously, that would be stupid, because that's not the case. But I'm saying that it's generational, because back then it wasn't appropriate, but in my generation and onward, where we have the internet and we have access to study all these different cultures at any given time that we wanted to, it's sort of inappropriate for us to think in that biased sort of way. And it's a purely generational thing. So once the people in their 40s and up die off, and I have some friends that are in that range, but I'm making a point here. When they die off, and when my generation steps in and starts controlling things more or less, I think you're gonna see stuff like that not become that big of a deal, because people don't care for my generation. It's different. So that's what I have to say about that. But moving on, let's graphically. All right. Okay, graphics matter to a certain extent. All right, I'm not saying it's. I hate that I have to say this, because people think I really mean this. Graphics aren't the main focus of every single little thing, and it's the main thing I look for when I'm playing games. Of course not. That's just stupid. It's just stupid. But graphics do matter to a certain extent. Everything from the gameplay, the graphics, and the sound bring you the experience. People like to think that the story also brings you the experience, but the story can be written. It's not a technical thing that you can program. It's different. People think, oh, the big three is story, graphics, and gameplay. But story is not a programmed thing. You can't program a story. It has to be written. It has to be part of a narrative. It can't be programmed. But sound, graphics, and the gameplay are what's bringing you the experience. And the narrative is what's bringing you the attachment. And together with that attachment and the overall experience conjoined into one, what you have is the product that either gets you emotionally involved or not. But I believe that a specific art style must be displayed to express emotion in the characters. How am I supposed to believe if someone is sad when they don't look like they are? How am I supposed to believe that someone is in pain if their face expresses nothing that matches that? And even with a graphical art style, for example, Papers, Please. A great emotional writing can give even like an 8-bit character emotional attachment, and I saw that with Papers, Please. Papers, Please has emotional character attachment and development that rivals that of any third party major AAA blockbuster exclusive title out there. It rivals The Last of Us. It rivals Bioshock Infinite. The character attachment and emotion in that game. And I cannot tell you, because I played like 4 hours of something of Papers, Please, and I actually just recently got to the very end. What's really cool about that game is if you get in trouble, if you get caught, or if something happens and you end the game way early on, it allows you to continue from that day so that you can keep playing and make different decisions. So it's not like, oh, I got to the end, now I have to restart the game and play a different way. No, you can actually continue off certain checkpoints, because each day is a checkpoint, and you can get further on in the week, and that's what I did. I played the game. I played this specific level 3 times because I wanted this one character to survive. 3 times. And it wouldn't have mattered story-wise if the character would have died or not. It really wouldn't have mattered. But I was so emotionally attached to the game that I felt that I really wanted to save this guy's life, and I went back and I replayed the game 3 times so that I could help him, and his life couldn't be taken in that terrorist attack that happened. But it's stuff like that. Stuff like, I think Papers, Please is an exceptional example because it's one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life for emotional attachment and such. And even the gameplay is so addicting and so immersive. I mean, you really do get into the sense of rhythm here. But with Papers, Please, the people that you meet are unique. Some of them are the same people, and you develop relationships with those specific people. And others like beg you. They don't have all their credentials, but they sit here and they beg you, and they're not doing anything. That's the thing. When these characters come up on screen, they're not sitting there on their legs or on their knees with their hands up in their airs begging. They're not expressing emotion whatsoever. But the writing and the narrative is so strong and so real that you really do get this sense, sort of this optical, this sort of illusion more or less, that they are expressing emotion, even when they're sitting there staring at you with a straight face. And that is truly how you can measure a person who's great at writing, who can evoke emotion without needing a simple picture. I mean, when I was playing the game and I let this, one of my friends, the friend of mine in the game, who was the same guy who I saved his life from, what happened is he came over and he told me, hey man, I really like this girl. She has like no one left in her family, and she's coming to the fake country Artstjotska. I still don't know how to pronounce it. But could you please let her through? And he just sort of left. And it was my decision. I could have said no, but because I knew beforehand that she wasn't going to have the right credentials. And I had to remember her name. That's the thing. He gave me her name, and I had to remember her name. So I wrote the name down on a piece of paper. And I'm playing the game, and she pops up. And I'm sitting here, and I say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to let you through. And she didn't have anything. She had, like, nothing. I don't even think she had a passport or something like that. Or she did have a passport, but she didn't have the proper entry slip that was needed. But I said, you know what, that's fine, let her on through. Taking a penalty for myself, which luckily it's a 3-strike kind of rule system. You get 2 penalties. On the 3rd penalty, you get deducted $5, then $10. I think it gets $15 and more money. But I let her through, right? And I'm about to serve the next guy, and I look up on my screen where I can see the line of people and the Great Wall, and my friend over there who is also a soldier, and I saw him walking down the street from his post. He walked down from his post, and he yelled the girl's name, and they yelled back, and I saw these two 8-bit pixely characters run towards each other in the same duplicating animation and hug. And I was so emotionally gripped by that. Just seeing that it was an 8-bit character. They had no face I could see. They were simply green and black. It was two colors. And to see them running towards each other and then meet like that. Ooh, I just hit my mic, excuse me. But to see them, the two of them running together and to sit there and meet like that and they hugged was such an emotional moment. And I felt that. and I was so surprised at the same time because this game's characters had no way of evoking emotion. It was the same face every single time. Each one has the same face. They don't express, well, not the same face, in the sense of it's the same person, but the same facial expression is what I should say. They're just staring at you. That's all. There's no tears rolling down their face. There's no eyebrows going like this. There's nothing. They're sitting at you. They're sitting and staring at you, and they're bobbing up and down, and that's it. And when you're not sitting there serving papers, they're nothing but pixels on the screen. Nothing but an 8-bit character who's black, and you can't see them. You can't distinguish whether they're male or female. And seeing the two of them run together and meet like that was just such an emotional moment. And I think it's a one that games try so hard to really delve into, but they can't get that emotional attachment, and this game did. And that was just exceptional. It was one of those moments where I sat there and I realized that the game I was playing was indeed a game that deserved Game of the Year. Because when people said this is Game of the Year, even when I was playing it, when I was playing it for the first hour when I did that video, it was fun, but I couldn't see that yet. And now that I've been in the game, and now that and see myself how emotionally attached to I was with those characters, I now understand, because so few games can make you feel like that. So that is overall the reason why I play video games. I want that emotional character attachment. I know a lot of people aren't going to understand it. A lot of people may share my ideals and want that too, but a lot of you guys play games for different reasons. And feel free to make a video of your own, and I don't think we can do video responses anymore, which is stupid. But, make a video of your own and send it to me. I'll watch it. I really will, because I wanna see, how you guys indeed play video games. So thank you all for watching. I just wanted to sort of get this topic out there. It was something that was lingering on in my head. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later.